Hey everybody, Joe from Swing This here. I had a chance to go to New York with Taylor this past, can't remember. And we ended up, right before Christmas, we ended up at the Revolver Music Awards, and I looked around for friends that had interest in kettlebells, and remembered my buddy Juan was up there, and he invited us to Brooklyn Athletic Club. So here's a little bit of us training some long cycle together, which is really cool. We had talked before and did some stuff for my website a long time ago, a blog, and decided that it would be really cool to actually train together in real life. You know, us being from Cincinnati, basically Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area, and being up in New York, we don't really get to see each other. It's kind of far. So anyway, here's a little warm-up, and I wanted to show a lot about how different body types can use similar weights, especially in kettlebell sport. As you can tell, Juan and I are not the exact same build, but you know, we handle similar stuff. But all of a sudden here, we're at Webster Hall watching Anthrax and a couple other awesome bands play, so this is kind of cool. Just a fun little vacation. So then when we were training, we were finishing up the warm-up, we were working with 24s, 28s, 32s, just doing some long cycle stuff. That's what he and I enjoy to do. And we were trying, I'm wearing the Laboratory Champion shoes. We were testing out different stuff. But basically, here's what our main stuff was. I think Juan at the beginning started doing as many reps as he could. Or maybe it was 3 or 4 minutes. He'll have to chime in on this one with, I believe, the 32s. I don't have that footage, but here is us using heart rate monitors, and we were, or at least I was doing 30 seconds, I believe, or I'm sorry, maybe getting the heart rate to 160. I can't remember. There's a couple different things that we did, but basically we were monitoring heart rate here, and once we got to a certain point, then we rested and brought it back down. And once it hit that low point, that's when we started up again. So I was going between 24s, 28s, and 32s. I'm a powerful kettlebell athlete, so back to Anthrax for 10 seconds. It's really cool to see some of the music that I kind of grew up listening to in person that I've never seen before. But at the end, here is a long cycle set. This is at the very end. We were doing 20 reps of 24s and seeing how I think we ended up doing 3, maybe 4. So yeah, it was a decent amount of long cycle in a row at the end of our heavier weight training with the 28s and 32s. But I think you can see what did it take. But basically, it was a kind of a sprint with the 24s here at the end, doing less weight. Yeah, I'm definitely moving in at a pretty good pace here. But to me, this training, I didn't have anything planned on paper. I go how I feel. You know, I like to compete, but I also take it a lot. I don't put my I guess I don't put my life on the podium here, which you know a lot of people do. But I do it because it's fun. It's a challenge. If my knee's bothering me that day, I don't really want to push it because I don't want to have to go through another issue with it. Might try some other stuff, but it felt good. I'll push myself. If it doesn't feel good, I'm not going to push myself a lot farther. I'd much rather focus on recovery. We're back to little Anthrax bit. Gotta say, they were pretty awesome in concert. Megadeth and a couple other bands. Now here's Juan, I believe, doing a similar thing. But, you know, you can compare, like, our rack position. You can compare overhead, and you compare basically how our skeletons move depending on, you know, muscle mass and flexibility issues and all that stuff. It's not just conditioning. It's not just cardio, pulmonary, and respiratory stuff you're doing. It's, you know, some people takes a whole lot of energy just to do each rep. Some people, they're more efficient. Juan's incredibly efficient at doing long cycle. It's really cool to be able to train with people that are, you know, as good as or as better as you or better than you, and just make better stuff to your kettlebell sport. I hope you enjoyed watching a little bit of us training together, because we definitely had some fun.